Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another video of the 100 Days to CLAT series. This is day 20 away from the CLAT exam, and this is basically a 100 day series till your CLAT exam. And in today's video, I would be discussing the recent All India Open mock of Legal Edge, the mock 46. How was the mock? What was my review? What are the good scores? I would discuss that. And another thing which I would discuss at the end was how perfectly I've executed my day such that I was able to replicate the exact CLAT exam wala feeling. So stay tuned for that. This video is going to be heavily packed with learnings. So please make sure to note down a few things here and there, and it would surely be helpful. And all those people who will watch this video till the end, I could guarantee you would take a thing or two as a learning. So let us quickly start it by discussing the tasks of the day. I did the September CLAT post mock and the August CLAT post. I did not do the entire one, but I did almost half of it. So clocked in only 4 hours. So which is like really bad. I mean, there are only 20 days. I'm still doing that, but I had a lot of body pains after giving the mock, so I did not study that much. But today we'll try to increase that. And these are the things which happened prior to my mock. What I tried to do is I jot down everything that I did for the day and how my day went like. So I did not have a quality sleep, and then I woke up, then I did this and that. Now let us not discuss that. So let us do the mock 46 ka analysis. English, this was arguably the hardest section of the mock. This was the hardest section of the mock. The passages were very difficult. Options were close. So overall this was a hard section. Many people might have choked. It took me around 30 minutes, which is really bad. I mean 30 minutes कौन ही देता है English के लिए. It took me around 30 minutes. So according to me, what would be a good score is 17 to 18 would be a good score. Anything above that or even near that is a good score. Now I will tell you guys the reason behind this 17 to 18. Why am I keeping the good scores so high at the end? And now let us discuss English GK ka. GK was easy to moderate. The passages weren't that difficult except the Supreme Court wala passage. I felt everything was covered in your CLAT post, and overall it was good. One thing which I saw is a lot of people are scoring very great in GK. The people who were scoring 5 marks less than me in GK are coming at par with me in GK right now. So there is a lot of improvement in people's GK scope. So that is the reason why I would keep the GK's good score at a higher end at 18 to 19. I mean, this is really very high. 18 to 19 is a lot, but if you get that, that is really nice score. Now legal was fairly easy. There was no problem. It was a short section. You could have done that at a really good pace. I did legal in 35 minutes, which I generally don't do it, but I was able to do it in 35 minutes. The problem which I faced in legal is I made a lot of silly mistakes again. I mean, this is the only thing which I wanted not to do, but I did this, and this was the reason why my overall score dipped a lot. So a good score here would be a 27, would be a really good score in legal. And then logical AR mein a lot of people might face difficulty because AR was absolutely beautiful of a thing. The questions were of really high difficulty in AR. Even the CR part wasn't very straightforward or simple like the mock 44, but it was doable, I would say. You could have gotten a few questions right, a lot of questions right, in fact. So I mean, logical depends, a good score depends whether or not if you have cracked the AR section or not. If you were able to crack the AR, then 18 plus would be a good score for your logical reasoning. So overall, if we see English, you could have gotten 17, 18, 18, 19, 27, 18 plus. Now let us go for the quants. Quants, again, the second passage was just like free marks. बहुत easy था second passage. First passage was difficult. I wouldn't say easy, I wouldn't say moderate, because the question stems were difficult. The question, I mean, in general, it was a bit something which we are not really used to, but दैट डज नॉट मीन कि आप सारे क्वेश्चंस छोड़कर आ जाते हो उस क्वांट सेक्शन में. लेट मी ओपन क्वांट्स. 1 2 3 3 to 4 questions could have been done even in the first passage. So quants में if you were able to get around 8 marks 9 marks it would have been good. Yes, quants में 8 9 marks would be good. So overall a good score for this would be, let me just count it down here, 18 9 27 27 54 54 70 54 76 76 86 86 86 94. So 93 is a good score. 93 plus is a good score. I mean a lot of people now will show hate कि 93 plus कैसे होगा ये होगा. They haven't scored that great. Even 93 plus is like very good. So they haven't scored 93 plus and they'll start showing it because every analysis video I make, that is the most disliked video which I always have. But I want to show you the stark reality that is here. This is basically a poll I got from somewhere of the mock 46. These poll generally is launched in the, what do we say, the champions batch of Legal Age. So these are how the people have scored in there. So around 106 people voted. Out of those, if you see, 34% people have scored 100 plus. So how much would that be? Around 36 people. I just calculated it. So 36 people are getting 100 plus. So in now let's just assume कि only people from this champion batch have gotten that score and no other people would have gotten that high. But that is not the reality. People from non-champions batch are the ones who are scoring really great for the last year at least. So but let's just assume, so out of 7,000 people, 36 people have gotten 100 plus. So now CLAT would be into 10. So out of 70,000 people, 360 people are getting 100 plus. 360 is nearly the cutoff of the top 3 to 4 colleges. So जब top 3 top 4 ही 100 पर close हो जा रहा है, now how would you expect you to get a really great college with, let's just say, 80s 70s? Just, I mean, it's a stark reality. People are scoring great marks. I mean, I wouldn't have believed people are getting these high until unless I have seen those people. But I know 2 to 3 people who have scored really well. A girl I know got 100 plus, a boy I know got 98 something. So those people are like really next level. They are scoring, and I guess they will score even in the final CLAT. So the competition has risen. There's no point of thinking, yeah, this person doesn't know anything. He's just saying the high scores and stuff. But that is the stark reality, that this mock was easy. I mean, the score says that. Even I felt a bit difficulty in this mock, but score says something else. Now let us discuss the learnings at the end. The learnings are like really golden learnings for me, I would say. These are the things which happened to me during the mock. There was bad lighting. I mean, the lighting was so pathetic. The light, I was sitting here, the light was here. So direct shadow of mine was falling on the paper. I was not able to see a thing, but I had to keep it really far. I had to solve it, but I really loved that fact because we never know how the CLAT exam will be. And even in a poor lighting, I was able to perform relatively better. So that's a big win for me. I sat at the first bench, like I said yesterday. I'll always sit in the first bench from now. And I sat at the first bench. There was obviously a lot of disturbances, but I was able to maintain that focus. I was able to stay composed. So that was a big win for me. Then the next thing was poor comprehension. मेरे को इंग्लिश में स्पेसिफिकली एक भी चीज़ आई वाज नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग. सब कुछ ऐसा मेरे दिमाग के ऊपर से जा रहा था. बट इवन देन through question elimination, option elimination, this and that, I was able to sail through that. So that's again a big win for me. I mean, it is win and a loss at the same time because poor comprehension is something which you cannot have at your final CLAT exam. So last 45 minutes choke. Yep, I choked with the last 45 minutes. Last 45 minutes I did English plus quants. That is wherein I choked. Quants I made two blunder mistakes. Basically, I did not consider the 5,000 rupees fixed cost in the first passage. That is why I got two questions wrong there. So quants my choked. English में time choke हो गया. I did not do it that well in terms of time spent. So yeah, last 45 minutes choke is something which I will work upon. How do I not choke? So quants में basically that two blunder stupidity. So speed problem came back specifically in logical and English and also in quants. Because quants में the second passage was really small, 3 minutes 4 minutes could have been completed. First passage, I mean, it was difficult, but it was certainly not as difficult to take me 10 to 12 minutes to do that. Maybe 7 8 minutes would have been fine. So quants is somewhere wherein my speed has decreased, my stupidity has increased in quants. English might took 30 minutes, which is like really egregious, but the passages were difficult. That still doesn't justify 30 minutes, so I have to work on that. Logical reasoning maybe I took 30 minutes, primarily because of the AR section, जिधर में 10 minutes चले गए थे. Even then I got a question or two wrong. So yeah, logical reasoning maybe I have to increase my speed, and this is the goldenest tip of ever. Like this is just key tip. ये एक चीज़ 100% follow करना, and that is to keep a time reserve. What I did was I kept 5 minutes as time reserve. So I kept my watch at 2:05 when the mock started. So what happened is when there was like 4 बज गए थे, मेरा still एक passage बाकी था in terms of my English. So because I had this reserve, I was able to use that reserve. And you might wonder how will this work, because you are not creating time as such, but that psychological impact is what is necessary. What happens sometime is if the mock is of 1 hour 30 minutes, people will still attempt 100 plus questions. If the mock is of 2 hours, people will still attempt 100 plus questions. It is not about that time as such, it is about the psychological impact that time has. अगर 1.5 घंटा रहेगा, so you will just simply speed up and complete that. Whereas if you have 2 hours, if you have 3 hours, तभी भी not all people will attempt 120. सारे लोग 100 plus ही attempt कर आएंगे, even if it was 3 hours. So because when you have less time, you tend to increase your speed, and you try to do that. And this 5 minutes time reserve has helped me a lot even in the past mocks. So this was the mock जहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा help किया था. So I thought I'll just highlight that. And killer attitude, not a calm attitude. This is some psychological stuff which I know. Dealing with stress issue, I mean, I was able to cope up with the stress quite a lot this mock. Now many people would wonder why would stress issue come at just a simple mock. So what I did this in this mock is I basically did really nice things in this mock. I went to the I wore the exact same dress which I'm going to wear on the CLAT day. I went to the center exactly at the time which I want to go for the CLAT exam. And then what I tried to do is I tried to recall all the past bad memories of CLAT, what happened last year, how close I was to my goal, and I just shattered. The reason why I did this was to simulate that CLAT ka feeling, and then I stood away from the crowd and just I was staring at the crowd so that I get even that feeling ki there is a lot of crowd around me. So I did a lot of things which are going to happen in the CLAT day, so that when I do it repeatedly, it will help me. So I did that, and I was able to cope up with my stress a lot. But that last 45 minutes choke is wherein I lagged. And another thing is I was not able to peak as such in this mock because I did not have that post mock crash as such. So that is a bad thing, because it was primarily because the coffee which I drank was pathetic. Getting stuck in options, especially in English and logical. But yeah, this happened because I was overthinking, so maybe I have to work on that as well. Another thing is doing Aeon passages plus quants plus AR rigorously without missing a day. From now on, I have to do this because Aeon is the thing which has helped me to comprehend all those hard passages, and I've left that for at least the last week, so now I would come back to that. टोन्स का प्रैक्टिस, बिकॉज टोन्स का क्वेश्चन में ही गलत गया था मेरा. क्वांट्स में न्यू क्वेश्चन टाइप इश्यूज. क्वांट्स में व्हाट हैज़ हैपेंड इज दे हैव द लीगलिश पीपल हैव released a quants worksheet of all the previous mocks compiled. Basically पुराने mocks के सारे quants passages they have compiled in one place. So if you guys want me to share that, do let me know. I'll share it on the Telegram. watch UFC morning. I mean, this might be a absurd of an advice, but I just did that. My favorite fighter, Islam Makhachev, was fighting against JDM, so I watched that fight for like 2 hours in the morning, so that I will calm myself, and I would do the same even on the CLAT day, and even on all the mocks which I'm going to give now. I'll replicate the exact routine which I'm going to do on the CLAT day in these days. Crowd energy absorb, that is what I did, plus not talking to anyone, that is a good thing. But एक जगह पर ये didn't work. Some girl came and sat at my place. I had to say her to go, so that is the only place I spoke to any person. And AR do with QT, again this is a problem for me. Shall I do analytical reasoning with quants, or how shall I do? I mean, because what happened is when I did analytical reasoning, my brain power, which I call, depleted a lot. So this brain power depletion affected my logical English scores, because उधर में comprehension weak हो गई थी, because my brain power was not at peak. So I will have to figure out where exactly shall I place the analytical reasoning, because spending 10 minutes 15 minutes on analytical reasoning might not be that worth it for me. I mean, there's quite a things to think about this, so let us do that in the next mocks. And my heart was pounding. That is exactly what is going to happen on the CLAT day. Doesn't matter how calm, how lucid, pellucid of a person you are, this is going to happen. Your heart will pound to the peak. ऐसा लग रहा था कि I was feeling the entire blood was pouring through my system. But yeah, that is going to happen, and I was able to control that to a great extent. Did not revise the previous mistakes. This is a mistake which I did. And legal was pulling down, so I have to work on my legal. And that person whom I said got 100 plus got like 31 in legal, so that is the reason she got that grade in the mock. So I guess that is it. I hope you guys have noted a thing or two in this video, and I hope I helped you guys. So yeah,